Hey y'all, it's your girl Jada J. I want to say right off the top that I'm very tired. and, but I'm here. I'm here because you people are lovely, and the stylist is fired. And you know what, you guys? The amount of stylists I've gone through, okay, throughout this show and the Has and Have Nots is ridiculous. Okay, but I gotta tell you, with my homeboy Kadarius Whitley on management, I've been firing less people. But these stylists have to get it together because I can't work like this, everybody. Alright. So, yes, I'm tired, but we're gonna have high energy levels because I know if I come in here like a bump on a log, alright, y'all not gonna feel the energy, you know what I'm saying? If we come on here, because we all mess with If Loving You Is Wrong. This is our show, so this is our time to get into it, alright? So, anyway, I'm tired because y'all know I just got this job. Yeah, somebody finally hired me. Alright. So shout me out. Go ahead, shout me out in the comments. Shout me out. Let me know. Show some love. You feel me? So, yeah, I've been doing a lot of ripping and running. It has been colliding with my school schedule. So I've been missing a day. Like, for the past 2, I missed a day last week, and then I missed a day this week because of stuff that I have going on for work. And I actually have something else coming up this week. So, but I'm not going to be missing school. I'm after school because if it does permit that I could do it after school for this other fingerprinting and drug testing. So it's been a lot going on with this job for this nursing home. But I'm excited. I'm ready to work. I'm just tired. Okay, and I am going to school tomorrow. Just today. I've been out all day. Okay, when they got out of school, that's just when I finished up the errands I had to run, and of course my mom was with me. You feel me? So, anyway, sorry. This is If Loving You Is Wrong, Season 5, Episode 5, The Mailman. Alright? This episode, I don't know if it's because I'm tired or not, but it had a lot of dialogue for me, and I didn't take a lot of liberties, but I'm probably going to as I'm repeating it to you. Okay, so let's get into it. We open up with Kelly on the phone. Remember last week, Travis came to pick Justice up from the baseball game. So this is a full-on kidnapping. Alright? So she's on the phone with Justice, and oh my God, where are you? He goes, Mom, the car. She goes, no, that's not what I mean. Where are you? He goes, oh, I don't know. Travis, where are we? He goes, who are you talking to? He goes, my mom. He goes, your mom? He's like, yeah, he goes, I told you I was calling her. He's like, oh, yeah, I didn't think you were actually going to call her. That was weird to me. I didn't know. So then she is like trying not to tip him off. So she's on the phone with, Justice, but she's like, her coworker's right there. So she's motioning her. She's like, call the police. So, and then she's still on the phone. She grabs a piece of paper and I guess writes down Rick's name, and then she writes down Travis. She goes, call this officer and tell him that this man took my son. So it was Officer Rick who picked up the phone, so I'm assuming she put Officer Rick. I thought she put down Big Lou, but I don't know. Alright, so she gets back on the phone and she goes, Justice, put Travis on the phone. Put Travis on the phone. And then, so she goes, where are you taking my son? He goes, you know it's illegal to talk and drive, right? She goes, Travis, I'm not playing with you. Where are you taking my son? He goes, what do you mean? I would have killed him. Right there. Alright. What do you mean? And then she's like, Travis, come on. Like, where are you taking him? Dang. He's like, hello? She's like, Travis. He goes, Kelly, I can't hear you. Kelly? I can't hear you. You're breaking up, Kelly. She goes, Travis, I know you can hear me. Where are you taking my son? So he goes, Justice, the reception on your phone is really bad. What kind of phone is this? Like, it's terrible. And he goes, man, this is the best phone out. That was cute. And then, so she goes, Travis, I know you can hear me. He goes, Kelly, I have to hang up. He goes, I'm going to hang up, okay? Because I can't hear you. You're breaking up. He's like, I'm going to hang up, all right? Because I don't want to get in a wreck. Okay, bye. I can't hear you. I'm hanging up, Kelly. Bye. And he hangs up the phone. And the whole time she's like, Travis, don't hang up. But he hangs up. Alright. So he hung up the phone. So her co-worker is like this. Because the whole time, because Kelly is screaming like, obviously, you know, making a scene and stuff because your son got taken. So her coworker is kind of sitting there, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And Kelly goes, "No, I'm not okay." And then you hear the officer on the phone, and she goes, I got the police on the line." So Kelly takes the phone, and she goes, my son." He's like, "I don't understand what you mean. I can't understand you." She goes, Travis, he took my son." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Okay, calm down. Just give me all the information you can." She's like, I don't know anything." He's like, "All right, what car was he driving?" I think it was a silver luxury sedan." "Okay, do you know the model?" "No, I don't." Where did he pick him up at?" She goes, "I don't know." She goes, the baseball game." And then he goes, "Well, did he say where he was going?" She goes, "No, he didn't." Then he's like, "Okay, we're gonna call him right now. Okay, we're gonna get him on the phone." He calls another officer over and says, "Call this number right now." Then she goes, "Actually, Justice has a cell phone too." He's like, "Okay, great. Give me the number." So by the way, it panned out, like it switched over to the precinct when Kelly was giving the number, so we couldn't hear the number. Fakery. Tyler shady. So we didn't get the number. But then it switches back over to Kelly, and she's like, "Did you get that?" And he's like, "Yeah." So, and by the way, I want to mention when Travis hangs up from Kelly, he actually tosses Justice's phone to the back. And then he goes, "Do you want to get ice cream?" And Justice is like, "Whatever." So then he goes, "Okay, Kelly, where are you?" And she tells Rick that, Pretty Ricky, she goes, "I'm at the bank." He goes, "Where at?" He goes, "The one on Parker." She's like, she goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, we're on our way. Stay put." She goes, "Okay." He runs over to the call center where Esperanza and the young lady who helped Eddie out because she was sweet on him. Okay, she helped him out because she was sweet on him. Sweet. Alright. So Rick comes on. He was like, "I need an APB out on this car right now. He goes, "The driver is Travis Kane." I repeat, the driver is Travis Kane. I said, if you don't get out of here, go sit down. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was just in the middle of like CSI or something. I repeat. Anyway. So then Esperanza's like, because he says the address, like the area that it's in, Von Allen. He goes on Von Allen and Morris. And Esperanza looks up and she's like, "Rick, what's going on?" And when he said Travis Kane, she was like, "Rick, what's going on?" Because, you know, obviously she knows Travis. And he ignores her and walks away. And then she looks on the computer where the young lady is typing all this information in. And Esperanza goes, "Why isn't this showing up on the 911 portal?" And then she goes, "I have no idea." She goes, "I cannot stand how this works." And then Kelly actually her phone ends up ringing. It's Kelly. And Esperanza's like, "Kelly, what's going on?" She goes, "Travis took my son." She's like, "What? From where?" She goes, "The baseball game." She goes, "Okay, I'm going to call you back." Okay. She goes, "All right." They hang up the phone. She calls Justice. Justice's phone, remember, Travis threw it to the back. So actually, as his phone is ringing, he goes, "Travis?" And like, "Can you get my phone?" And Travis is just ignoring him. So I was just like, oh, this is a full-blown kidnapping. Like, the motherfucker. Remember, they start being real nice to the kids when they pick them up. Then the kid starts asking too many questions or something. They start to get real hostile. That was Travis. He goes, "Travis," and then he just ignores him. And then he's like, "Travis, where are we? Where are we going?" He does not respond. He's just driving. Alright. Then she actually tries to call Travis. He ignores her call. See, I would... Then we switch to Brad. Okay. Brad is looking for something on his desk. And he actually goes, "Do you know what the Pembroke file is?" Like, he clicks over to the secretary. She goes, "It's on your desk." He goes, "Of course it is." He looks, he finds the file. Bam. Eddie just walks on in there. And Brad goes, "Do you ever knock?" He's like, "Why would I? It's me." He's like, "Oh yeah, because that makes sense." Then he goes, "Listen, did you talk to that, tramp of a wife of yours, Alex?" And he's like, "Why would I do that?" He's like, "Because I need to figure out some information. I need to start piecing some things together." He's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Brad, do you know what happened out there?" He's like, "Yeah, Eddie, I was there. I don't need to talk to her for that." He was like, "No, I'm talking about before you showed up." He's like, "I'm going to tell you." He's like, "Man, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to listen to this." He's like, "You're going to listen to this loud and clear." He goes, "When I went out there," he goes, "I was supposed to be backing up the officer that pulled her over." He goes, "But when I got to the scene, she was frantic, freaking out, talking about she needed to get to her parents." He goes, "Obviously, I was stalling because I wanted to stall the time to make sure Rusty and his boys got done what needed to be done, meaning killing Randall, and he didn't really care what happened to the baby. Alright. So he was like, I just wanted Rusty and his boys to get it done. I just can't with Eddie. I'm over him. Just that car off of a cliff thing, that should have happened a long time ago. Okay. Sorry. He goes, when I was talking to the other officer, she jumped in the front seat of the squad car and took off. And then Brad goes, she stole the squad car, Eddie? He goes, yeah, she stole the car. And then he goes, of course, I tried to stop her. He goes, I jumped on the hood, I jumped on the door. He was like, heck, she even dragged me for a little while. He was like, but then I was done. Like, I fell off. I couldn't hold on no more. You know, just lying. And he was like, I even tried to shoot out a window. Because remember, Steven asked him, he goes, why was Andrew's window shot out? We know that story he told Brad was a lie. The only thing that was true, he admitted that he was trying to stall time so that so-and-so would happen to Randall and the baby. That's the only, everything else was a lie. And he was supposed to go up there to back Andrew, but that ain't what you did. And that ain't what you had the intention to do. Alright. He goes, she drove out of there like a bat out of heck. And then he goes, Brad, that's why I don't understand why you're doing all this. Just to, and he goes, she did all that just to save Randall and that baby. That's why I don't understand. Why did you jump into the lake to save that little B? B-A-S-T-A-R-D. And Brad goes, because this is an innocent child. He's like, it's not an innocent child. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to you. And he goes, I can't figure you out. He goes, you wouldn't. And Eddie goes, what is that supposed to mean? He goes, you don't have a heart. He goes, you know what, you're right. I don't have a heart for this baby, but I have a heart for you, man, because you're my best friend. We were in combat together and everything. Just blah, blah. You know what I mean? Just, you're sick. Even Brad is realizing it. Obviously, your mind is still stuck in the war. We didn't left the war, honey. Even though it's a constant battle on this earth anyway. Okay, so you need to be in war mode. You need to be ready. But you don't need to be all like that. You need to go, he need to go see a doctor. Okay, I'm over Eddie. Because you just all, Brad is sitting there looking at him like, what are you even talking about? We're not even in combat anymore. You know what I mean? Like, Brad, we've seen Brad reference war and everything and stuff that he's had to do. But it's not like that. Eddie made it seem like, nah, there's only one way to handle something, and that's how you do it in the war, because at one point, he even tried to, you know, kind of diss Brad and be like, you're not the man I fought in combat with in the war, like, you're not him. He was like, because that man would have never let no man come up to him and try and diss him and make him look a fool. He was like, so when you find that soldier that was in the war with me, then you tell him to call me, because that's my best friend. I don't know who this guy is right now. Yeah, so he's used to handling everything violently, because he's sick, and we're over it. Alright. So, yeah. He goes, do you even understand what I'm saying to you? He was like, I came to you with all this and you're going soft on me. He was like, I'm handing you everything on a silver platter. You could have her pinned against a wall right now. Telling her to do whatever it is that you want. Brad goes, I don't want anything. He goes, man, are you serious? Are you getting soft on me right now? He goes, you know what, Eddie, just leave. Just leave. He's like, no. I'm not leaving. He was like, where is it? Where is it? He goes, where's what? He was like, that witch juice you've been drinking. He goes, Eddie, just please leave. He's like, no, seriously, I want to know where it is. Because there was a soldier that I fought with in the war that was my best friend, and blah, blah, blah. He goes, and he was like, do you understand what I'm telling you right now? She stole a squad car. We can get her for attempted murder. And he's really just trying to throw Alex under. Alright. He's like, he goes, and she drug an officer down the highway. He's like, man, she can go to jail, and she can go to jail for a long time. Brad is not interested. So he just tells him to leave and just, you know, find that guy that served in the war with me, blah, blah, blah. So then we switch to Marcy. Okay, so she in the hospital seeing Miss Louise. Okay, by the way, appreciate this budding friendship that has grown between them. So she's in the hospital visiting Miss Louise. She comes in there with flowers and everything. Miss Louise is, of course, happy to see her. And so she comes in, she's like, oh my goodness, and everything. She goes, how are you? She goes, I'm old. And Marcy goes, you're not old. And she goes, what did the doctor say? She goes, all he's telling me is that I'm being kept for observation, but that's it. She goes, I want you to get out of here. She goes, yeah, me too. And then she goes, can I hug you? She goes, that would be lovely. They hug. Then she goes, Marcy, you're feeling kind of warm. And she goes, what? No, I'm fine. She goes, no, come here, you know. It was very motherly. I liked it. And she feels her forehead. She's like, you sure you don't have a fever? She goes, girl, I'm fine. We're worried about you. And so she goes, Randall said he saw you. She gonna say, yeah. She goes, were you happy to know that he's alive? She goes, yep. He goes, so did you hug him? She goes, nope. I stayed as far away from him as possible. And she goes, but your heart didn't. She goes, Miss Louise, I didn't come here to talk about him. She goes, yes, you did. She goes, you think so? She was just hopeful. She's really trying to get Marcy and Randall back together. And he's the most disrespectful person on the planet. You won't even give... So, she goes, Miss Louise, he's a bully. I want nothing to do with him. She goes, are you sure? She goes, I could love him and I could worry about him, but I don't have to like him. And she goes, yep, I know that to be true. And she goes, but actually there is something I wanted to talk to you about. She's about to tell us she was pregnant. Who comes in a nick of freaking time? Fake ASS Randall comes in. Okay, and excuse my language, y'all. Alright, I get real hostile when I'm tired. I'm working on it. Fire 3 people. Just for the heck of it. Nah, I'm tired. You guys didn't even have coffee or anything. I'm sitting up here sleeping on my viewers. All 18 million of them. You said what? You're fired. Nah. I don't want to hear anything else about it. You want to go too? I thought so. You keep your job. You can go. You're out. No, you're out. It's done. You're gonna try and tell me I don't have 18 million viewers? Are you kidding me? Oh, it is a little lower than 18 million? Well, did he leave already? Oh, well, see if you can get him back. Tell him I'm tired. Tell him he gets a 50-cent raise if he comes back. Okay, thank you. So, yeah. Randall walks in. And he was like, that witch. Talking about Alex. He goes, Alex, how could she become this person? He goes, she is such a witch. And then Miss Louise goes, calm down. Aren't you going to address your wife? He just ignores her. He goes, Mom, I don't want to talk to her right now. I have nothing to say to her. She goes, say hi to your wife and keep saying it. She's like, Miss Louise, it's fine. She goes, I'm going to go. She goes, no, Marcy. She goes, no, I'm really going to go. Because anyway, when he came in here, he just sucked all the air out of here. I can't breathe. And he goes, just like you sucked up Brad, right? She goes, oh, every chance I get. And then Miss Louise, she doesn't like that. So she's like, stop it. She goes, I'm sorry, Miss Louise, but I gotta go. And then he goes, I told you I have nothing to say to her. And then, so he goes, she's my mother, because Marcy's being, like, super nice to Miss Louise, like, they mad cool now. So he's like, she's my mother. Anyway, like, yeah, you could just leave. And then he goes, you are such a SLUT. And she goes, yep, I use all the tricks you taught me on him. And she goes, remember this one and all this. And then he goes, wow. And then Miss Louise is like, stop. She goes, no, Miss Louise, he's the pot calling the kettle black. And he goes, black, you're not doing that anymore, right? And I didn't even get that because you could have easily combated that, Marcy. But she didn't even say anything. Like, the time where I think she should go in, she don't. But the times where it's like, you didn't need to do all that, she does it. Now, Marcy's my girl, but you could have got him on that one. Come on now. So, okay, I'm going to have to, y'all know when I'm going to have to nip it in the bud a little bit. Okay, because this went kind of long with her and Randall. So, Marcy leaves. She just was like, I'm over him. She didn't get to tell Miss Louise she was pregnant. She out. Alright. So, she goes, what was that? He goes, Mom, I don't want to talk about her. Like, not even going to give his wife the time of day, because they're still married. Not even give her the time of day. He wants to talk about Alex. He goes, Alex said that I wasn't the father of the child. And Miss Louise is like, are you? He goes, Mom. And she goes, well, why did this come up anyway? He goes, she said she had multiple partners. She gonna say, okay, did she not? He's like, Mom, I was the only one. And she goes, oh, besides her husband. He was like, really, Mom? And then he goes, well, is there something wrong with that? She goes, she was cheating with you. So why wouldn't she cheat on you with somebody else? He goes, she doesn't even know any black guys except the mailman. She goes, well, it's not unheard of to have an affair with the mailman. And he's like, Mom, he's like 200 years old. And she's like, okay. He was like, she doesn't know any other black guys except, and she's like, what? He goes, except Lucian. And he goes, that's just some guys she knows. Like, there's nothing going on. And then, so she's like, okay, if you say so. And then he goes, what did Marcy want anyway? She goes, I don't know. She tried to tell me before you came in. He goes, well, you're my mama. Tell her to get her own mama. And then he gonna smile. And then he's like, is there anything I can get you? And she goes, yeah, peace and quiet and get on out of here and go home. And he's like, really, Mom? That's the thanks I get for coming to see you? She's like, thanks, love you, bye, and ditto. And he goes, let me know when they discharge you. And she goes, go check on the mailman. He goes, not funny. She goes, not to you. And then so I like their relationship, but I can't stand Randall so much. It just almost annoys me that she can't stand him as much as I can. You know what I mean? She still got love for Randall, but it's not registering that that's her son, so she kind of, it's by default, but I'm still over it. Yeah, and when he goes, she said she had multiple partners. She was like, what did she say? She goes, oh, one chalk up for the white girl. And I was like, I can't with Miss Louise. Okay, so then we switch to Kelly. She's calling Esperanza back. She ain't picking up. Aunt Viv comes in ranting. Okay. She going in on Kelly. Alright, I don't care. No, Kelly is ranting. Aunt Viv comes in. And she hears Kelly leaving this message on Esperanza's phone. I don't know where my son is. I have to find him. And she turns to Aunt Viv. She goes, a son should be with his father. Instead, my son is locked up in a cage having a meal paid for by the state. And then she goes, Miss Diane, this is not the time. She goes, it appears so. You don't look so good, Kelly. And she goes, this is not the time, Miss Diane. She goes, oh, so this is where you work? Got you working around money, so they must not know about your past. She goes, look, can we step outside? She goes, no, I think I want to talk in here. Just a subtle threat. And she goes, Miss D. She goes, okay, then. She goes, no, I'm right here talking. She goes, okay, Miss D, then what is it? She goes, Kelly's telling her, I need this job. I cannot afford to lose it. She goes, then you better talk to me. She goes, then what is it? She goes, what is it? She goes, what is it? And she goes, Aunt Viv goes, that's how you want to talk to me? That's what you want to do? She goes, well, come on now. She goes, I'm having a really bad day. She goes, all the bad days I done had, because my son is locked up and went down for you. Don't even try and compare yours to mine. She goes, well, what can I do? What do you want? What do you want? She goes, a key. She goes, please say that you will not give him a key. She goes, I was not going to say that. She goes, what was you going to say? She was going to say, and then she goes, Miss Diane, I was just going to say, I don't think it's a good idea. I have not talked to justice yet. She goes, oh, girl, my son's been locked up for years. Your time has run out. You should have been talked to him. I want a key. Okay. She goes, I have to explain, so let me talk to him. She goes, no. She goes, now you know what it feels like to not know where or what your son is doing. Because your son is missing. I think she picked that up. She goes, I can go down to the school right now and talk to him for you if you want. Because she just wants the key. She goes, no. She goes, well, yes, Miss Diane. I know what it's like to not know what my son is doing or where he's at. She goes, I thought so. More than you know. She goes, do you know what it's like for a mother's heart to want to protect her son from all kinds of harm? Miss Diane is telling her. And Kelly goes, yeah, I know all about that. She goes, then give me the key. She goes, I need more time. She goes, oh, you can have more time while I'm making the key, so come on. And then she goes, we don't even know when Terrell is getting out. She goes, no, we don't, but when he does, I'll go right there, pick him up, and I'll drop him right off at your house with his key. Okay, she goes, so the key. She goes, Miss Diane, she goes, the key. So she actually ends up giving her the key. She goes, thank you, and she leaves. Alright. So then we switch to Joey. And he's saying, I want to get out of here. And she goes, well, she goes, first of all, you can't even walk. She goes, but we do need to pay these hospital bills. He goes, see, that's why I need to go. And she goes, you can't, and he's like, she goes, you can't even walk. And then he's trying to get up. He can't even move a milliliter. Alright, like, she goes, I told you can't get up. She goes, you need to wait till your physical therapist comes. She was like, oh, that's today? No, he goes, that's today. And she goes, honestly, I thought they were going to throw us out as soon as you got stabilized. He goes, yeah, well, she goes, yeah, well, they didn't. No, he said, yeah, well, they didn't. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm messing it up. And she goes, what? He goes, what is wrong with me? Like, why can't I walk? And she was like, Joe, you got shot. You ain't no superhero. And he was like, what you say to me? And she was like, you ain't no superhero, Joey. He goes, I'm Joey. I'm getting out of here. She goes, yes, you are. But until then, wait for physical therapist. All right. So Mr. Kim comes in, and we know we ain't seen Mr. Kim in a while, and we remember Mr. Kim did not want Joey and Fawn together, but he comes in with a whole different tune, telling Joey, I want to thank you because Fawn told me what happened, and it would have went completely different if you weren't there, and you saved my daughter's life. I owe you one. I had no idea those thugs was following her. I cannot stand somebody who steals rather than earns. You know, a real. You can tell he's been around for a while. And he don't appreciate that. And none of us don't appreciate it, but how he said it. Like, I can't stand somebody who will steal rather than earn. You know, he's like, you know, and Joey's like, don't thank me. You know, I really didn't do anything. He's like, yes, you did, because my daughter wouldn't be here if you didn't. He goes, because of me, a man is dead. He's like, yeah, but you're alive and so is my daughter. And I know that's because of you. He goes, so I just want to let you know if you ever want to come back to work for me, you're welcome back. And he goes, yeah, okay. And Natalie goes, say thank you. He's like, thanks. And then he's like, alright, I'll let you guys have your family time. And he leaves. And she goes, actually, I need to go ask him something. So she goes and talks to Mr. Kim. She goes, Mr. Kim, did you pay for his hospital bills? He goes, no. And I know you're not fixing to ask me, right? Because them thugs already got me out of $100K. I'm like, dang, Mr. Kim, you was rolling like that? $100K? 6 figures, though? So then she's like, oh, no, I wasn't going to ask you. I just wanted to know why they didn't kick us out yet. I don't even have any health insurance. He goes, why don't you have health insurance? She goes, I can't afford it. He goes, everybody can afford it with the Affordable Care Act. Huh, Tyler, did you throw that in? I ain't mad at it. All right. So Luke calls Natalie, and he goes, where are you at? She goes, I'm with Joey. He's like, well, can you get over to the house? She was like, we didn't get it, did we? Like, they didn't get there or something like that. And he's like, it's fine. Can you just come in? She's like, yeah, I'm on my way. She's thinking it's a problem. So hangs up the phone. I already knew it was Lou was planning something romantic. I knew that. So then we switch to Alex. And I almost felt bad for Alex. Especially in this scene because she just looks so disheveled and just everything has gone wrong. Okay. She is, caused it, but I felt bad for her. I did feel bad for her. And so she's in the kids are in the kitchen, as the Jedi will call them, the children of the corn. And we haven't seen them in a while, Peter and Paisley. So she's in there, like, washing dishes or something, and they go, Mom, like, is something burning? And she's like, what? What are you talking about? She goes, oh, yeah, and runs over to the stove. She's like, dang it, and has to dump whatever she was cooking out. And Peter goes, well, there goes dinner. She's like, yeah, I'm sorry. It's all right. We'll just go out to dinner. And he goes, how are we going to get this? She goes, in the car. And he goes, where's your car? She goes, we'll just get a cab. He goes, what happened to your car? She goes, I had an accident, Peter. And then Paisley goes, and where's the baby? No. And he goes, fine, don't tell me. Don't tell us. And then Paisley goes, where's the baby? She goes, you know what? Stop it. Stop with all the questions. Just stop. And they acted real spooked. And I'm like, okay, sorry. And then she's like, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you. And he goes, what has been going on with you? She goes, Peter, I'm not doing this right now. He goes, no, this is about Dad, isn't it? And she goes, Peter, I'm not doing this right now with you. And then she's like, you know what, why don't you two just go upstairs, get ready, and I'll ask Miss Kelly if I could borrow the car. And they go, are you sure? She goes, yeah. So she just steps outside. Lou's coming up, and he goes, I have a odd request for you. And she's like, what's up? He goes, I need candles. She goes, candles? He's like, yeah. She goes, okay. And they go in. She goes like, yeah, come on in. Mind you, when Lou's coming in, Randall is looking for another black dude that she might know. And remember, he mentioned Lucian at the hospital. So he sees Lucian coming in. He's just ogling and just evil, gawking. He's gawking. Alright. So Lucian comes in and she looked disheveled. He goes, is something burning? She goes, oh, yeah, I burned dinner. What did you want again? Candles. And she goes, she's looking through all the drawers and stuff. He's like, Alex, it's okay if you don't. And she goes, no, I know I have the candles. She goes, candles, here. Finds them, gives them to him. He goes, this is nice being able to borrow from neighbors. She goes, yeah, her mind is just somewhere else. And, yeah, she's like, yeah, Alex, he goes, it's okay. I know what you're going through. The baby being in foster care and you're trying to stop Randall from pressing charges. She goes, what? Pressing charges? He goes, well, I don't have this story for sure. She goes, but he was down at the precinct? He goes, yeah, you know, I'm sorry about that. She goes, oh my goodness, now she's freaking out. And she goes, Lucian, could I end up in jail? He goes, what are you talking about? She goes, for what my parents did, could I end up in jail? He's like, no, you didn't have anything to do with that, right? She goes, no, of course not. He goes, can I ask you something? Did you see Officer Andrew? She goes, Andrew, he goes, dark hair, tall, what did he say? Doe-ish eyes. I don't know what that meant. Because they always describe Andrew like that. Because last time Lucian described him with like eyes like a deer or some, I don't know. So he goes, doe-ish eyes, and she goes, yeah, he was the officer that picked me up at the side of the road when I totaled my car. And he goes, I'm sorry, did Andrew drive you to your parents' house? And the kids come running down the stairs. And she's like, oh, you guys ready? And she goes, I'm sorry, Lucian, I gotta get these kids fed. He's like, Alex, he keeps trying to, she's like, sorry, Lou, I gotta get these kids fed. And then he goes, Alex. She goes, yeah. He goes, thanks for the candles. And then Randall is still outside, and he goes, which? But obviously she can't hear him, and she's just walking the kids up the street. Alright. So, and by the way, he tries to offer Alex, he goes, you could borrow my car. And she's like, no, actually, we're just going to walk to the deli up the street. And Paisley actually ends up saying, I don't want any deli food. I don't want that. She goes, no, honey, we're just going to get some fresh air, and you just want to walk to the deli. And he's like, Alex, you could use, she goes, no, I'm fine, really, Lou, I'm fine walking. And he's like, alright, leave. So, this was actually interesting. Then we actually switched to the hospital. Pete is also in physical therapy with Joey. So, Pete is actually up and walking. Joey's kind of just getting his legs, you know, stretched out. And he's still sitting in his wheelchair. So, George, it was the DA off the Haves and the Have-Nots who was, like, the physical therapist for Joey. Did y'all get that? I knew he looked familiar. And I was like, oh, snap, that's the DA George from Haves. So, he goes, how was that, Joey? And he goes, too much pressure. He's like, man, we're just trying to make sure you stay active. He's like, I need a break. He goes, okay, we'll take you two back to your rooms. Because Pete finished up around that time as well. So he goes, I'm Suling Mai. Because, you know, that's his new alias. That's Pete. And he goes, yeah, I'm Joey. And he goes, what got you in here? And Joey's like, a bullet. And Pete goes, yeah, me too. He goes, you banging? And Suling Mai is like, he's like, nah, innocent bystander. You banging? Joey's like, nah, I'm a cop. This went where it went kind of weird for me. So he's like, oh, for real? He's like, where you a cop at? He goes, Maxine. He's like, really? Okay. He goes, how long? He goes, ages, years. He goes, oh, for real? He was like, so you were shot in the line of duty? He's like, yeah. He's like, these thugs come out of nowhere. He was like, and cornered me. And when he was just like this. And then he was like, Pete was like, oh man, stop, put the gun down. He puts it down, and he's like, not a real gun. And I was like, who was? I was just like, they both lost their minds in here. Okay. So then he goes, so you were alone? He goes, yeah. He goes, where was your backup? He's like, late as usual. He was like, man, he should be fired. He goes, what was his name? He goes, Lucian. I didn't get why he did that. And he goes, what a ridiculous name. He was like, yeah, some old head, way too old to be an officer. You know, he should go get some donuts or something. He goes, yeah, so, wait a minute. When you were shot, because, you know, Peter's a cop, so he knows the codes and everything. He's, at this point, figured out that whatever it is, he ain't no cop. So he goes, when you were shot, what did you call in? He goes, 187? And he goes, you mean a 187? He goes, yeah, 187, 187, same thing. He goes, but that's a homicide. He goes, you know, it's really all the same, you know. And then he's like, but you were in a shootout, and that's different from a murder. He goes, nah, shootout, murder, it's all the same thing. He goes, yeah, I guess you're right. If you say somebody's killed, the cops show up, right? And he's like, yeah. Next thing you know, they talking, no, we need to get in here. No, he's under my supervision. I'm not letting him go. No. Joey Blackman? Yeah, you're under arrest. He goes, for what? For violating your probation. And they drag Joey is screaming. And the doctor's like, he's under my care, under my supervision. They're like, nope, he will get care in the hospital at the prison. So Joey is being taken back to jail. Okay? Heck or high water, them cops did not give a dang. They didn't even roll him out in the wheelchair. They said, get your ass up. We don't care if you in pain or not. And he's just screaming. It was heart-wrenching because he's literally screaming his whole way out the hospital and you just hear him. So yes. as for now, Joey is going back to jail. Alright. So apparently, that cop that Lou had with the parole officer didn't sink in because he reported him. Really? And Lou had a nice conversation with you too. I don't appreciate that. I have no appreciation for that. So, yeah, like I told you guys last week, I guess there's actually only 2 more weeks left of the season. Might be 3. But, so this is a shorter season. But yeah, if y'all saw next week, Kelly is still panicking. What else? Alex is like gonna be playing with Randall, you know, I know you still want this and all this, that, and the third. He does. It looked like he was going for it too, and then she kind of snatched it back type thing. Eddie looks like he almost drove through Alex's house, but didn't go through with it. Then, actually, they are going to be back at the house, and Kelly is like, where is my son? Terrell calls Kelly and is like, I love you, and she doesn't respond. And he goes, I know you're not going to say it now, but you will. Like, it sounded kind of threatening. Like, I'm almost kind of scared for her, because he got a key now and everything when he get out. I don't know. The show's getting good, y'all. Tyler's doing a real good job. So, yeah, remember, watch the show next week. Hopefully I'm a little more energetic next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the one and only, your girl, Jada J. You are the one and only, my people. It's your girl, Jada J. I gotta go to school tomorrow. Y'all know the drill. Peace.